Alright, here's some bullshit for you. This is Hot Shots Tennis Get a Grip on the PSP. It's a sealed copy, and I got this back in 2018. Thing is, I already own this game. In fact, I bought a non-sealed copy for back in May 1st of 2018. So why did I buy another one? Well, in the case of this game, I wanted another copy because I wanted a copy that doesn't have French on the back. As you can see, this is an all-English copy. I've noticed that the colors on this seem to be a little dim or faded. I don't think it's sun-faded, it just seems like a slightly different color contrast compared to the copy I have. In fact, I'll even pull it out right now and let me see if you can tell the difference. I don't know, can you? But also, yeah, on the back, as you can see, one has English, one has French. Normally, I don't mind about that kind of stuff. In the case of this, I made an exception because it looks so much better in all English. And that's kind of the same case with this game. Again, another 2018 purchase, but a game I also previously owned. MLB 10 The Show for the PS3. Again, wanted a copy in all English. As you can see, all English, there's no French on the back. And not just that, but also this copy, unlike the last copy I had, actually has like artwork on the insert of the manual, or the other side of the manual, or insert I should say. So yeah, that means it's just an objectively better copy. I really need to revisit Hot Shots Tennis Get a Grip, and I need to actually maybe play another round of this. So yeah, that's all I can say about those for now. PS3 stuff, this was a May purchase, so somewhat recent. This is NBA 2K11, with, you know, Michael Jordan on the cover, so it makes it somewhat special. I wanted a basketball game, one of the 2Ks, modern 2Ks, and this one in particular because it goes well with some of my other games. Like I have MLB 10 The Show, and I have NBA 2K11, and then next to it I have FIFA Soccer 12, which is on the shelf right now, but if you can imagine, that's what it looks like. I know a lot of people seem to actually really like this game. This seems to be held up in a very high standard. I couldn't tell you why. I played it and it seems competent enough, and yeah, it might be worth it for the fuck of it. I don't know, but yeah, there's that. And more sports stuff because, you know, they make for fun distractions every now and then. FIFA Soccer 13, an entry that is, of course, most infamously on the Wii U and was the only FIFA game on the Wii U. It's also on 3DS, so there's that. I wonder if more people played it on 3DS than Wii U. Probably, you know, I mean, even though the 3DS obviously sold objectively better, it's like the people really gravitate towards the multiple entries of FIFA on the 3DS or the one on the, or the only one on Wii U. As for the game, I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you the differences other than it plays well enough, I suppose. So, yeah. I don't like this PlayStation Move advertisement on the sign, or not advertisement, indicator on the spine. So, yeah. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Well, I guess we'll talk about PSP stuff. I'm a little late on that, but you know, I've got some here. How about a January purchase? Holy fuck, am I terrible when it comes to this stuff. But this is UEFA Champions League 2006 to 2007. Needed a soccer game on the PSP. Kind of really trying to get a soccer game for pretty much every system I own, with the exception of the Virtual Boy, because there is no soccer game, and also the 32X, because the one soccer game on there, FIFA 96, is PAL only, and won't work on a 32X North American one no matter what. So yeah. I will say I do like this game's theme, you know, everything seems to be at night, it's got good graphics, its cover art's pretty interesting. And to make it 2006 to 2007, couldn't make it that 1 year, or had to just indicate in that case, huh? Might even get one of the console versions of this if I care, so, yeah. And then in February, I finally got another PSP import, but this is Kido Senshi Gundam, Gundam vs. Gundam Next Plus. Yes, fucking Gundam is in the title 3 times. This is now the most modern Japanese game I own. This came out in 2009, and I had no clue about it. I didn't fucking know that this game came out, you know, when 2009 was a thing. I played it for a little bit. It seems to be, you know, everything seems to be the simple idea of just basically kill, like, one or multiple eliminated targets. There doesn't seem to be anything too complicated to it, which I guess is good for my sake, because if, you know, the missions or what you're supposed to do in this game is, like, really, like, complex and whatnot, I wouldn't be able to fucking understand because it's in Japanese. So it doesn't seem like the most exciting thing out there, but it's cool to just see, cool to have, see running, all that. So yeah, really should get some more PSP imports, you know, because that's what the system's region free. So it's like, why the hell not? And then one I got in March was Wipeout Pulse. I believe this was also on the PS2, but in Europe only. It's another quality game, you know. The Wipeout game seems to be pretty good. I still think this series is, you know, just kind of awkward. Often when it comes to when its turns, you know, they feel like very heavy, or just you have to get used to the momentum and the force of going past the turns. So it's not the most, you know, jump into it, get into it sort of ordeal or free-flowing futuristic racer series, but it is pretty good for what it's worth. And this one seems to be well enough as is. I do like the little introductions that they give to the little courses, and you know, giving some background on the courses and whatnot. And I also do like the green aesthetic of this game. Very, very gorgeous. Just nice overall. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Well, we're doing actually pretty decent. I guess we'll do Nintendo 64 stuff, you know, because that's what we do. Why don't we start with the most recent one I actually purchased in June. This is Custom Robo. It's in box. It even has the manual and the little instruction guide card thing for the controller showing you what the buttons do. This is definitely one of the more well-known Japan-only N64 games. You know, if anything, because, you know, it had a GameCube entry, had a DS game, and, you know, it is a pretty neat game. I can't really tell you much about it, you know, because, of course, the RPG and the story and whatnot, can't fucking read it, can't play it, but you got some battles, so you can get that much out of it. And I even haven't played much of the battles, but, you know, even so, it still is a pretty cool thing to have. I do like having it in box. I do wish the box was actually purple on the other sides, like, you know, it is on here and it is on the top. But, yeah, that's just the aesthetic of it. And here's the cartridge. Okay, another Japanese exclusive. I'm gonna have to actually... Again, I still haven't memorized the name of this game, full name of this game yet, you know, even though I just did the N64 collection video. But if I put in... But yeah, here it is. And again, the full name of this game is Fushigi no Dungeon Furai no Shirin-to Onai Shurai Shirin-jo. Or just simply Shiren the Wanderer 2. This game has some nostalgic value to me, because again, it was one of the first N64 games I first heard about when I was starting to watch Glenn Plant. N64 Glenn Plant in like 2014, and this, you know, remember when he did this review in like the summer of 2014, seeing it the fucking day it came out. That was 5 years ago, man. Holy shit. But it's a mystery dungeon, you know, sort of ordeal of a game. As a game, I can't tell you whether or not it's good or bad or how it compares to other mystery dungeon sort of ordeals, but I can tell you that it's cool to see another RPG on the N64, and this is definitely a one-of-a-kind sort of ordeal. This was a later release. It came out in 2000. I believe it was September of 2000, so yeah, I guess RPG fans rejoice. You got something. I'm not sure if this game even has a English translation still yet, so you might be shit out of luck if you want to play it or not. I don't know, but nevertheless, cool to have. This was another April purchase. This is NHL Breakaway 99. This one's not nearly as common as NHL Breakaway 98, but you know, saw it at a game store for $5, picked it up, and well, here we are now. I remember one thing I said about NHL Breakaway 98 is that the main problem with that game is that it was really hard to score. And it's all this time later that still very much holds true, because I wasn't able to actually score in that fucking game until I like changed one of the goalie settings. I don't know what that was. I remember what it was, but it was like making the goalie easier or something. Because like I said, not even the fucking CPU scored a goal, but as soon as I changed it, start getting goals. In the case of this game, I didn't have to do that, so I guess on that principle alone, this is better than NHL Breakaway 98, but I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But yeah, there it is, a somewhat lesser common sports game. Now it's mine. Alright, I'm doing on time. 9 minutes, okay. And a May purchase. This is PGA European Tour. I want to say that this game is uncommon, but I've seen it a lot everywhere. Like, in 2018, fucking Anime North had like 6 copies of it, and they still had like 6 or 4 copies of it at this year's Anime North. So is it really uncommon? I mean, I've seen more uncommon sports games before, like International Superstar Soccer 98, and, you know, I want to say NFL Blitz 2001. But yeah, as you can imagine, it's golf. And this game normally goes for $40, and on a sort of a long bike trip to a video game store that's not exactly close by me, I ran into this fucker, and they were selling it for 10, so I was like, I guess this trip out here, this journey, this mission was really worth it. I don't really like this too much. Every time I play this, I'm just kind of like, ooh, this game is kind of no bueno. I don't really have much to say about it other than don't bother with this. Chances are I almost might have got this even if I wasn't going for a complete N64 set, because I got Golf Grand Slam, the most expensive golf game on the NES, and I'm not going for a complete NES collection. I just did it because I was fucking curious about it, you know? Golf games here, golf games there. Now I just need the 2 Japan exclusive N64 golf games, which was Haruka Masters 98 Augusta or something like that, and the other one was Echo no St. Andrews. But as for this, don't buy this. Probably don't even play this. It's just not very pleasant. It just isn't. I don't know how to describe it. It's just fucking not. It's just not. What else? How about a Game Gear game? My first Game Gear purchase of 2019, FIFA Soccer 96. This is possibly the slowest running game on the Game Gear. It's insane just how it, like, chugs and whatnot. I don't know how else to describe it. Just look at it. I mean, the game is, like, almost playable, but really, I don't understand. I just don't. If you look at, like, the other FIFA on the Game Gear, and you can see just how much better it runs, it makes you wonder what the hell happened here. Now, the first FIFA on Game Gear isn't perfect, but again, I look at that and, like, the difference is fucking real. What happened with this? Like I said, slowest running game on the Game Gear. So, maybe check it out for that, or not. I don't know. We have some stuff should have talked about a while ago, but better late than never. It's a PS1 Game Shark. I bought this in hopes that this would play imports, and I suppose I could have looked into it, researched, you know, what versions of the Game Shark actually do play PS1 imports. Just long story short, this doesn't. It didn't even boot up Stormy Ascent, you know, that unused Crash Bandicoot Crash 1 level. So, yeah, this thing is fucking worthless, but I just kind of bought it on impulse at a store, saw it for like $20. I don't know if I'll get my money back, but I can at least get something, you know, if I trade it in elsewhere, because it's fucking useless to me. However, I did get some PS1 imports. You know, it's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been just trying to look for an actual, like, reliable way of doing it, you know, without having to hunt down a Game Shark or this and that. But, like, anyways, so, yeah, we got some PS1 imports here. This was a January purchase, but this is J-League Virtual Stadium 96. Yeah, my first PS1 import. How about that? It was $3. There's even a sticker on there that says $3.98, so 3.98 yen, $3, I guess. It definitely bears a resemblance, obviously, to FIFA 96 on PS1. However, Game FAQs list this as a separate game and not just simply the Japanese version of FIFA 96, so I guess there's something different about it. Its cover art's pretty wacky. There's no analog control in this game, and just in general, it very much feels like a product of its time. Playable? Sure, but, you know, whether or not you want to play it is up to you. And then in February, I got Gale Gunner. It's a mech game, and it looked like a more strategic, almost like methodical sort of game compared to the likes of you know, Virtual On and Last Legion UX, and in some ways that's true. I was almost kind of worried going into this, like I wouldn't be able to understand what to do, like it'd be heavily mission-based, you know, and you'd be told the mission but you wouldn't understand it because it's Japanese. That doesn't seem to be the case. From what I've played, it just seems everything seems to be the case where just destroy a target or like multiple targets. So that's kind of cool. I've been meaning to revisit this game for months now, but, you know, yeah, pretty cool to have. The way I've been playing these PS1 imports is not exactly the most, shall we say, ethical way, or practical, I guess is the better word. I've been doing like a swap trick where you basically just swap import out with an American game, and, you know, something like that during certain points of the PS1 startup while the disc tray is open. Yeah, not the most efficient way. I realize that's bad, but it's something I did very temporarily just to, you know, kind of kickstart something. But there's probably been some unfortunate caveats. Case in point being this, Option Tuning Car Battle 2. When if I'll say anything about it, I do think this game looks pretty cool. Looked more interesting than the other Option Tuning Car Battle games on the PS1. And I like its variety of environments. I even like its graphics. I just like what it is going for it. The problem is music doesn't play during the races, and I'm not sure why that is. You can see that the game is trying to do it, but it just doesn't play music. I guess that's just an unfortunate caveat of when you're trying to, you know, force a Japanese PS1 game to play on a North American system. Now here's a similar case. This is Touge Max 2 on the PS1. Another sequel, another Japan-only PS1 racer. However, we did get the first one here in North America under the name Peak Performance, which I do have that one. And, well, following in the footsteps, this is another mountain racing game. Of course, Touge literally meaning pass. So it's like Pass Max 2. Now, this is similar in the case of Option Tuning Car Battle 2, where the music doesn't play during the races. However, in this case, I did actually get the music to play after waiting like fucking 10 minutes or something like that. So I'd have to like just sit there or like pause the game, come back, and the music would either start playing immediately or then play like 2 minutes after, pausing it for like 5-something minutes or whatever. It's crazy, it's weird, it's concerning, and ultimately hinders the experience. But again, that's just what happens when you force Japanese PS1 games to play in a unethical method. But you know what? It's all about fucking experimenting. It's what I had to do. Yeah, next episode won't take nearly as long to come out, so look forward to that.